Good morning, students. This is Sivakrishna from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, TBS Institute of Technology, Kavali. Today I am going to presentation on design of mechanical springs. So this is the continuation topic from the Unit 2, design of mechanical springs. Last class we can discuss about the introduction to mechanical springs, types of springs, advantages of helical springs, materials of helical springs, standard size of spring wire, what are the terms used in the compression springs, stresses in helical springs, of circular wire, buckling of compression springs. So these are the previous class I can discuss about. Today we are going to discuss on sludge of springs and problems on helical springs. So let us start the class. Sludge of springs. When one end of the helical spring is resting on a rigid support and the other end is loaded successfully. So in helical spring it has two supports. The first support is a rigid support, another one is a loaded support. Loaded suddenly, then they are coils of the springs will not suddenly deflect equally because sometimes is required for the propagation of stresses along the spring wire. In helical springs, resting on one of the side is rigid support, another side is a loaded added suddenly. The coil of the spring will not suddenly deflected equally, but sometimes it will require propagation stresses along the spring wire. A little consideration will show that at the beginning, the end coil of the spring is contact with the applied load, takes up whole of the deflection, and then it transmits a large part of its deflection to the adjacent coils. In this way, a way of compression propagates through die coils to support end from where it is deflected back to the deflected end. This way of compression travels along the spring identity. If the applied load is of fluctuating type, as in case of valve spring in internal combustion engines, and if the time interval between the load applications is equal to the time required for the wave to travel from one end to the other end, that resonance will occur. This results in very large deflections of the coils and correspondingly very high stresses. Under these conditions, it is just possible that the spring may fail. This phenomenon is called surge. It has been found that the natural frequency of the spring should be least 20 times of the frequency of application of the periodic load. In order to avoid resonance will all harmonic frequencies up to 20th order. The natural frequency for spring clamped between two plates is given by Fn is equal to d by 2 pi d square into n into square root of 6g into small g by rho cycles per second, where small d is the diameter of the wire, capital D is the mean diameter of the spring, n is the number of active turns, so g is the modulus of rigidity, small g is the acceleration due to gravity, and rho is density for material of the springs. The surge in springs may be eliminated by using the following methods. By using friction dampers on the center coil so that the wave propagation dies out. By using springs of high natural frequency. By using springs having pitch of the coil near the ends different that the center to have different natural frequencies. So these are the surge in springs. We can calculate the surge in springs. The formula is Fn is equal to d by 2 pi into d square into n into square root of 6 capital G into small g by rho. So notation is cycles per second. So let us start the problem. So problems on helical springs. A compression coil spring made of an alloy steel is having the following specifications. So the mean diameter of the coil is 50 mm, wide diameter of the is 5 mm, and number of active coils equal to 20. So mean diameter is total length of the spring. So total length of the spring is 50 mm. So wide diameter. సో మన నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ కాయిల్స్ వచ్చేసి మనకి 20 అంటే 20 టర్న్స్ ఉంటాయి అనమాట. మనకి 20 టర్న్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఒక కాయిల్ యొక్క టర్నింగ్ యొక్క డయామీటర్ వచ్చేసరికి అంటే వైర్ డయామీటర్ వచ్చేసి 5 mm అనమాట. సో అజ్యూమ్ లైక్ ఏ స్ప్రింగ్. If the spring is subjected to an axial load is 500 Newton, calculate the maximum shear stress, neglecting the curvature effect, to which the spring material is subjected. సో యాక్చువల్ వాళ్ళకి వచ్చిన డయామీటర్ వచ్చేసరికి స్ప్రింగ్ డయామీటర్ వచ్చేసి మనకి 50 mm ఇచ్చారు. సో దాని యొక్క మన వైర్ని మన స్ప్రింగ్గా రొటేట్ చేసి పెట్టామన్నమాట. సో దాని వైర్ యొక్క డయామీటర్ వచ్చేసి 5 mm. సో మనం అలా రొటేట్ చేసిన డయామీటర్ వచ్చేసి దాని యొక్క టోటల్ డయామీటర్ అనమాట, లెంత్ ఇది. స్ప్రింగ్ ఆఫ్ ది లెంత్ క్యాపిటల్ డి వచ్చేసి 50 mm, స్మాల్ డి వచ్చేసి 5 mm. సో మనకి ఆ స్ప్రింగ్ ఆఫ్ వైర్ అనేది మనకి ఎన్ని టర్న్స్ ఉన్నాయి, అది నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ కాయిల్స్ అనమాట. యాక్టివ్ కాయిల్స్ వచ్చేసి 20. సో n ఈక్వల్ టు 20 టర్న్స్. సో సబ్జెక్టింగ్ ది యాక్సియల్ లోడ్. సో యాక్సియల్ లోడ్ W ఈక్వల్ టు 500 Newton. సో యూ నో దట్ ది స్ప్రింగ్ ఇండెక్స్. Spring index C is equal to capital A by small a, that is equal to capital A 50 by 5, that is equal to 10. Therefore shear stress factor Ks is equal to 1 plus 2 by 1 plus 1 by 2C. Substitute the C value, that is equal to 1 plus 1 by 2 into 10, that is equal to 1.05. Shear stress factor Ks is equal to 1.05. And finally you can calculate the maximum shear stress neglecting effect of wire curvature. So tau is equal to Ks into 8 into W into capital D by pi into dq. So substitute the values. Ks is equal to 1.05 into 8 into W. So already known given in the problem 500 into small capital D 50 by pi into 5 cube. That is equal to 534.7 Newton per mm square. So this will convert to megapascal. So 533.4 into 533.7 megapascal. So this formula is already given in the previous class. So constant values, this is the C is the capital by small a, Kx is equal to 1 plus 1 by 2C. You can see in the derivation also. So maximum shear stress tau also seen in the previous class in derivation part. Tau is equal to Kx into 18 W into capital D by pi d cube. So we can substitute the values. Finally the shear stress tau is equal to 534.7 megapascal. Next problem. The helical spring is made from the wire of 6 mm diameter and has outside diameter is 75 mm. If the permissible shear stress tau is equal to 350 megapascal and modulus of rigidity G is equal to 84 kN per mm square, find the axial load with the spring can carry and the deflection per active turns. So in this problem we can given the small diameter D is equal to 6 mm and outside diameter D0 is equal to 75 mm. Tau permissible stress tau is equal to 350 megapascal. So this will be converted to Newton per mm square, 350 Newton per mm square. Next, modulus of rigidity G is equal to 84 kN per mm square. So this will be converted to Newton per mm square. 84 into 10 cube Newton per mm square. So we know that the mean diameter of the spring capital D is equal to outer diameter of the spring minus wire diameter, that is equal to 75 minus 6 is equal to 69 mm. So this one also is the standard formula. So we can calculate the mean diameter of the spring. So mana total diameter kanukovalante D is equal to outer diameter minus wire diameter of the wire, that is equal to 69 mm. Therefore spring index standard formula C is equal to capital D by small d, substituting the value 69 by 6, that is equal to 11.5. Let W is equal to axial load and delta by N is equal to deflection per active turn. So we can calculate the axial load, deflection per active turns. So delta by N. So we can finding the axial load of the spring and a deflection per active turns. So these two W and delta by N is the calculating the how to the values will be calculated. So let the first one, neglecting the effect of curvature. So we know that shear stress factor Ks is equal to 1 plus 1 by 2 C. So already seen in a previous problem. So substitute the values in C. 1 plus 1 by 2 into 1.5, that is equal to 1.043. So Ks is equal to shear stress factor Ks is equal to 1.043. And find the maximum shear stress index of the wire. Tau is equal to Ks into 8 into W into D by pi into dq. So we already know tau is given, so W is not given, so W will be calculated. So substitute the values. Tau is equal to 350, that is equal to Ks into 8 into W into D by pi into dq. So that is equal to Ks is equal to 1.043 into 8 into W. So we will be calculating the W. So W into capital D 69 by pi into 63, 6 cube small d, that is equal to 0.848 W. So substituting, so we can calculation the W is equal to 350 divided by 0.848. So finally the W is equal to 412.7 newtons. So W is equal to 412.7 newtons. Next we know that the deflection of the spring delta is equal to 8 into W into D cube into N by G into D power 4. Deflection per active turn, so delta by N. So delta by N is equal to 8 into W into D cube by G into D power 4, that is equal to, we can substitute the values 8 into W 412.7 into D capital D 69 whole cube by 84 capital G already given in the problem, 84 into 10 cube small d 6 power 4, that is equal to 9.96 mm. So delta by N is equal to 9.96 mm. So neglecting the effect of the curvature, so we can calculate the W and the delta by N. So W also calculated and delta by N also calculated. So next another method, considering the effect of curvature. So we know that Wahal stress factor K is equal to 4C minus 1 by 4C minus 4 plus 0.615 by C, that is equal to, substitute the C in below equation, 4 into 11.5 minus 1 by 4 into 11.5 by minus 4 plus 0.615 by 11.5. So we can calculate the values. K is equal to 1.123. So we also know that the maximum shear stress induced in the wire tau is equal to 350 into K into 8W into C by pi D square. So that is equal to, substitute the values. So W is already W is we can calculate it. So 11.123 into 8 into W into C 11.5 by pi into D square, that is equal to 0.913 W. So we can calculate the W is equal to 350 divided by 0.913, so that is equal to 383.4 Newton. And the deflection of the spring delta is equal to 8 into W into D cube into N by G into D power 4. So deflection of the deflection per active turn delta by N. So we can calculate delta by N is equal to 8 into W into D cube by G into D power 4. So substitute the values, that is equal to 8 into 383.4 into 69 power whole cube divided by 84 into 10 cube into 6 power 4, that is equal to 9.26 mm. So delta by N is equal to 9.26 mm. So దీంట్లో delta by N is equal to 9.96 mm. So approximately, so this one is the neglecting the effect of the curve. So this is a considering the effect of the curve. So we can calculating the both formulas by using both calculating the deflection of the springs and maximum shear stress of the index spring W is equal to axial load and deflection of the springs, also calculating the different models. So next problem. Design a spring for balance to measure 0 to 1000 Newton over a scale of length 80 mm. The spring is to be enclosed in a casting of 25 mm diameter. The approximate number of tons is 30. The modulus of rigidity is 85 kN per mm square. So also calculate the maximum shear stress index. So maximum shear stress means tau. So tau is also in calculating. Tau is calculating the problem. You can calculate the tau also. So we can first of all we can choose the given data. So what is the given? So W, weight W is equal to 1000 newtons is given. So delta is equal to 80 mm. So the number of tons N is equal to 30 mm. So modulus of rigidity Z is equal to 85 kN per mm square, that is equal to 85 into 10 cube Newton per mm square. So first one, design of spring. So how to design the spring? So let D is equal to mean diameter of the spring coil, capital D is equal to diameter of the spring wire, and C is equal to spring index, so capital D by small d. Since the spring is to be enclosed in a casting of 25 mm diameter, therefore the outer diameter of the spring coil is D naught. See, D naught means outer diameter, that is equal to capital D plus small d. So capital D means mean diameter, small d means diameter of the spring wire. Should be less than 25 mm. So is already given to the problem. So the spring is enclosed in casting of 25 mm diameter. So this one is enclosed in the casting 25 mm diameter. Therefore, the outer diameter of the spring D naught is equal to capital D plus small d should be less than 25 mm diameter. So we know that the deflection of the spring delta is equal to, so already know the formula. So delta is equal to 8 into W into C cube into N by capital G into small d. So substituting the values, so I can calculate in the C by using this formula. So delta 80 is given, so 8 into W, so 1000 into C cube into N, 30 number of tons by capital G, 85 into 10 cube into small d. So this will be by calculating, that is equal to 240 into C cube by 85 into D. Therefore C cube into D is equal to 80 into 85 by 240, that is equal to 28.3. Let us assume D is equal to 4 mm. Therefore, so we can assume the diameter D, small d is equal to 4 mm. Let us assume. So C cube is equal to 28.3 into D, that is equal to 28.3 into 4, that is equal to 113.2. So C cube is equal to 113.2. So finally you can calculate it, therefore C is equal to 4.84. And C is equal to cube root of 113.2. So we can calculate in the value C is equal to 4.84. And D, capital D is equal to C into D, that is equal to 4.84 into 4. The capital D is equal to 19.36 mm. So we know that the outside diameter of the spring coil, so D naught is equal to capital D plus small d, that is equal to 19.36 plus 4, that is equal to 23.36 mm. So we already discussed about the, therefore the outside diameter of the spring coil, so D naught is equal to D capital D plus small d, this is the formula, should be less than 25 mm. సో మన క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసిన వాల్యూ అనేది 25 mm కంటే తక్కువ వస్తేనే మనకి స్ప్రింగ్ అనేది సేఫ్ అనమాట. సో సిన్స్ ద వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ ది D naught is equal to 23.36 mm, so is less than the casting diameter of 25 mm. So therefore assumed diameter D is equal to 4 mm is correct. So this is the design of the spring, so we can calculate. So design of the springs, we assume the values is the diameter of the D is, so we can changing many number of times. So this will calculating the problem. So first off we can choose the diameter 1, 5 or 6. So this will be calculating the more than the casting diameter is 25. So this is the not safe. So that's why we reducing the diameter to small d is equal to 4 mm. So we can calculating these values. Capital D naught is equal, outside diameter D naught is equal to 23.36 mm. So this is the less than of the casting diameter. So by assuming the diameter of the small d of the 4 mm is the correct one. So this is calculating the diameter of the spring. So in this problem we can assume this bond diameter is 4 mm. So next we can calculate the maximum shear stress of the induced springs. So we know that Wahal stress factor K is equal to Kc minus 1 by Kc minus 4 plus 0.615 by C. So we can substitute the values, that is equal to K into 4.84 minus 1 by K into 4.84 minus 4 plus 0.615 by 4.84. So that is equal to K is equal to 1.322. Therefore maximum shear stress induced tau is equal to K into 8 into W into C by pi d square. So we can calculating the values or substituting the values. So we can calculate the tau. Tau is equal to, so K already calculating the above, 1.322 into 8 into W 1000 into 4.84 by pi into small d 4 mm 4 square. Finally, you can calculate in the tau is equal to 1018.2 Newton per mm square, that is equal to 1018.2 megapascals. So this is the final we can calculating the maximum shear stress induced. So next problem. A mechanism used in printing machinery consists of a tension spring assumed with a per load of 30 Newton. The wide diameter of the spring is 2 mm with a spring index of 6. The spring has 18 active coils. The spring wire is hard drawn and oil tempered, having the following material. Design stress factor is equal to 60 megapascals. Modulus of rigidity is equal to 80 kN per mm square. So In this problem, we can given Wi is 30 newtons. Next, small d y diameter is given 2 mm, and C spring index is also given. C is equal to capital D by small d is equal to 6. So number of turns in active coils N is equal to 18 is given, and shear stress tau is equal to 60 megapascal. This will be converted to Newton per mm square. 680 Newton per mm square. So modulus of rigidity G also given 80 kilonewton per mm square. This will be kilonewtons will be converted to newtons. So 80 into 10 cube Newton per mm square. So ఇది మనకి ఇచ్చిన ప్రాబ్లం. సో హౌ టు డిటర్మైన్. సో దీంట్లో మనం ఏది కనుక్కోమన్నాడు, ఇనిషియల్ టెన్షన్ ఇనిషియల్ టార్షన్ షియర్ స్ట్రెస్ ఇన్ ద వైర్. సో ఇనిషియల్గా టార్షన్ షియర్ స్ట్రెస్ ఎంత ఉంది వైర్లో, దాన్ని కనుక్కోమన్నాడు. నెక్స్ట్ స్ప్రింగ్ రేట్, and finally force to cause the body of the spring is yield strength. The force to cause the body of the spring to its yield strength. So ఈ మూడింటిని మనల్ని కనుక్కోమన్నాడు, డిటర్మైన్. సో ఫస్ట్ the initial torsion shear stress in the spring. So initial torsion shear stress in the spring we have already calculated in the previous problem. So we know that the Wahl's stress factor K is equal to 4C minus 1 by 4C minus 4 plus 0.165 by C. So you can calculating the K factor. So K is 4 into 6 minus 1 by 4 into 6 minus 4 plus 0.615 by 6. Finally, you can calculating K is equal to 1.2525. So initial torsion shear stress of the wire tau I. So tau I means initial torsion. Tau I is equal to K into 8 into Wi into C by pi into D square. That is equal to 1.2525 into 8 into 30 into 6 by pi into 2 square. So you can calculate the value tau is equal to 143.5 Newton per mm square. So tau I is equal to 143.5 megapascal. This will be converted to Newton per mm square, converted to megapascal. Tau I is equal to 143.5 megapascal. So next you can calculate the spring rate. So we know that spring rate or stiffness of the spring. So spring rate is equal to capital G into D by 8 into C cube into N. So this formula is already given in the previous class. So this derivations also we can see it in the previous class. So spring rate is this case is equal to capital G into small d by 8 C cube into N. So substituting the values, that is equal to 80 into 10 cube into 2 by 8 into 6 cube into N. N means 18, that is equal to 5.144 Newton per mm. So last we can calculating the forces to cause the body of the spring to its yield strength. So let weight is equal to force to cause the body of the spring is yield strength. So we know that the design or maximum shear stress tau is equal to 680 equal to K into 8 into W into C by pi into D square. So we can calculate the W. Tau is already given 680, that is equal to K equal to 1.2525 into 8 into W. So we can calculate. So into C 6 by pi into small d is 2m 2 square. So that is equal to 4.78 m. Now we can calculate the W. So W is equal to 680 divided by 4.78. So finally we can calculate the W. W is equal to 142.25 Newton. So this is the problem we can calculate the initial torsion of the shear stress of the wire. Next we can calculate the spring wire as to force to cause the body to spring its yield strength. So next problem, design a closed coil helical compression spring for a service load ranging from 2250 newtons to 2750 newtons. The axial deflection of the spring for load range is 6 mm. Assume a spring index of 5. Permissible shear stress. The permissible shear stress intensity is 420 megapascals and the modulus of rigidity J is equal to 84 kilonewton per mm square. So neglect the effect of stress concentration. Draw a fully dimensioned sketch for a spring showing details of the finish of the end coils. So this formula problem can given W1 is equal to 2250 newtons, W2 is equal to 2750 newtons, delta is 6 mm, and assuming index C is equal to spring index C is equal to small d by capital D is equal to 5. Permissible shear stress intensity tau is equal to 420 megapascals. So this will be converted to Newton per mm square, 420 into Newton per mm square. And finally, modulus of rigidity G is equal to 84 kilonewton per mm square. That is equal to 84 into 10 cube Newton per mm square. So this is the problem. Given data. So first calculating the mean diameter of the spring coil. So what is the mean diameter of the spring coil? Let D is equal to mean diameter of the spring coil for a maximum load. W2 is equal to 2750 newtons and small d is equal to diameter of the spring wire. So we know that twisting moment of the spring. So twisting moment of the spring T is equal to W2 into capital D by 2. So W2 is equal to 2750 into capital D 5. Since C is equal to capital D by D is equal to 5. So capital D is equal to 5D. 5D by 2, that is equal to 6875 into D. So we also know that the twisting moment T is equal to 6875 into D equal to pi by 16 into tau into D cube. So we can calculating pi by 16 is equal to tau 420 into D cube, that is equal to 82.48 D cube. So D you can cancel. So D square is equal to 6875 divided by 82.48. So you can calculate in the D square is equal to 83.35. Finally the D is equal to 9.13. So D is equal to square root of 83.35. So you can calculate the value. So D small d is equal to 9.13 mm. So from the table we shall take a standard wire of the size HWG 3 by 0 having diameter D is 9.49 mm. So this table is already seen in the previous class. So the table is also given. So in this 9 point D value 9.30. Say 9.13 is suitable to the SWG 3 by 0 value. So in SW 3 by 0 have the diameter. So we have. So I will see you. So we can see the tabular form. So in this tabular form we have the SW value in 3 by 0. So if I calculate the diameter small d is equal to 9.490. So this is the 9.490 in 3 by 0. So this will be taken to the problem. So this will continue the problem. So we can see the table. We shall take the standard wire of this size is SWG. So we have seen this table. We shall take the standard wire of the size SWG is 3 by 0, having diameter small d is equal to 9.43 mm. So the mean diameter of the spring coil. So the mean diameter of the spring coil capital D is equal to 5D. So substituting the D value 5 into 9.49, that is equal to 47.45 mm. So we can see that. So the table will show the SWG 3 by 0 having the small diameter 9.49 mm. So we can calculate the mean diameter capital D is equal to 5D, that is equal to 5 into 9.49. So we can calculate in capital D is equal to 47.45 mm. So we know that outer diameter of this spring coil D0 is equal to capital D plus small d, that is equal to 47.45 plus 9.49, that is equal to 56.94 mm. And the inner diameter of the spring coil, so di is equal to capital D minus small d. So outer diameter means capital D plus small d. So inner diameter means small capital D minus small d. 47.45 minus 9.49, that is equal to 37.96 mm. So in this problem, so in the mean diameter of the spring we can calculating the value. So capital D and inner diameter D naught and outer diameter. So sorry, inner diameter Di, outer diameter D naught. I'll be calculating by using this formula. So next one we can calculate the number of turns of the spring coil. So what are the number of turns? So let n is equal to number of active turns. It is given that the axial deflection delta for the load range from 2250 newtons to 2750. So this delta range from 2250 and 2750. So the distance between these two is W is equal to 500 newton is 6 mm. So we know that the deflection of the spring delta is equal to 6 is equal to 8 into W into C cube into N by G into capital G into small d. That is equal to 8 into 500 into 5 cube into N by 84 into 10 cube into 9.49, that is equal to 0.62 N. So therefore N is equal to 0.6 by 0.63, that is equal to 9.5. So approximately this will be rounded to 10. For squared and ground end, the total number of tons N dash is equal to 10 plus 2, that is equal to 12. So you can see the figure. So this is the capital D, small diameter. So DI inner diameter, D naught outer diameter. So length of the spring is 152. So wire of spring wire is 13.8. So this one is a small d. So we can calculating the small d is equal to 9.13. So this is the pitch, the distance between the one spring to another spring. So this is the 13.8 mm. So next we can calculate the free length of the spring. So since the compression produced under 500 Newton is 6 mm, therefore the maximum compression produced under the maximum load of 2750 Newton. So in free length of the spring, the compression produced under 500 mm, the distance between the W1 and W2, the range will be increased to 500 Newtons. This will be noted this. So delta deflection is 6 mm. So this one is what is the maximum load is. So the maximum load is given on the 2750. So delta max is equal to 6 by 500, that is equal to 2000 into 2750. So delta maximum is equal to 35 mm. So we know that the free length of this spring. So LF, this formula is already given to the previous class. So LF is equal to N dash into D plus delta max plus 0.15 into delta max. So substitute the values. So N dash is equal to 12 into 9.49 plus delta max 33 plus 0.15 into 33. So finally we can calculate in the length of the spring. LF is equal to 151.83. So round figure we can say, so 151.83, it will be rounded to the 152 mm. So we can already see the figure. So the total length of the spring is 152 mm. So finally we can calculate the pitch of the coil. So pitch between the two coils between the two centers. So we can see the two coils. So this will one center to the another center, the distance between the two pitches. So we can calculate it. So we know that the pitch of the coil, the free length divided by N dash minus 1. So free length is equal to 152 divided by N dash 12 minus 1. So this will be rounded to 13.73. So it will be rounded to 13.8. So the spring is shown in the figure. So this is the pitch of the spring, 13.8 mm. So at this problem we can calculate it. So why by using the diagram is, so we can ask the problem also. So neglect the effect of the stress concentration. Draw a fully dimensioned sketch of the spring. Shown details of the finish of the end coil. So we can ask the problems. That's how we can draw the problem. So draw the fully dimensioned sketch of the spring. So that's how we can draw the sketch. Fully dimensioned sketch. So total length LF is equal to 152. Pitch of the length is springs 13.8. So small d is equal to 9.93. So capital D is equal to inside diameter. So mean diameter 47.2475, 47.45. So D naught outer diameter 56.94 and DF inner diameter 37.96. So this will be shown in the figure. So next problem, design a draw a valve spring of a petrol engine for following operating condition. So what is the given? Spring load when the valve is open. W1 is 400 Newton. Spring load when valve is closed. So W2 250 Newton. Maximum inside diameter of the spring Di is equal to 25 mm. So length of the spring when the valve is open. So L1 is equal to 40 mm. So length of the spring when valve is closed, L2 is equal to 50 mm. Maximum permissible shear stress. Maximum permissible shear stress is equal to tau 400 megapascals. So in this problem you can note the given data. So given W1 is equal to 400 Newton, W2 is equal to 50 Newton. Inside diameter DI is equal to 25 mm. So length of the spring L1 is equal to 40 mm. So length of the spring L2 is equal to 50 mm. Permissible shear stress tau is equal to 400 megapascals, that is equal to 400 Newton per mm square. Newton per mm. So how determine the design and draw valve spring of petrol engine. So first of all, you can calculate the mean diameter of the spring coil. Let small d is equal to diameter of the spring wire in mm, and capital D is equal to mean diameter of the spring coil, that is inside diameter of the spring plus diameter of the spring wire, that is equal to 25 plus D mm. Since the diameter of the spring wire is obtained for the maximum spring loaded W1 is W1, therefore maximum twisting moment of the spring T is equal to W1 plus W1 into D by 2. So we can calculate in substituting the values. W1 is equal to 400. So capital D we can substitute the 25 plus D by 2. That is equal to 5000 plus 200 D. So T is equal to 5000 plus 200 D Newton mm. So we know that maximum twisting moment T is equal to 5000 plus 200 into D, that is equal to pi by 16 into tau into D cube. So we can calculate in this pi by 16 into tau 400 into D cube. So DD you can cancellation on both sides, that is equal to 78.55 D cube. So solve the equation by hit the trial method. We find that D is equal to 4.2 mm. So from this table we already seen in previous table, we find the standard size of the wire SWG. So 7, we having the small d is equal to 4.47. So this will be seen in the previous class in the tabular form. So small d is equal to 4.47. We can see the small d diameter ratio. So this will be the SWG 7. So now let us find the diameter of the spring wire by taking Watt stress factor K into consideration. We know that the spring index small d C is equal to capital D by small c. That is equal to, so since capital D is equal to 25 plus small d, 25 plus 4.47 by small d 4.47, that is equal to 6.6. So spring index C is equal to 6.6. So therefore Watt stress factor K is equal to 4C minus 1 by 4C minus 4 plus 0.615 by C. So that is equal, we can substitute in the C value 4 into 6.6 minus 1 by 4 into 6.6 minus 4 plus 0.615 by 6.6, that is equal to K stress factor K is equal to 1.227. So we know that the maximum shear stress tau is equal to K into 8 into W1 into C by pi into D square. So we already given in the tau. So you can calculate in the D. So tau is equal to 400 equal to K 1.227 into 8 into W1 400 into C 6.6 divided by pi into D square, that is equal to finally calculated 8248 by D square. So if we cross multiplication, D square is equal to 8248 divided by 400. So finally we can calculate the D square is equal to, therefore D square is equal to 20.62. So we can calculate in the D is equal to square root of 20.62, that is equal to 4.54 mm. So taking large of the two values, so we have calculating the two diameters. So D first D is 4.47 and the second D value is the 4.45. So we have taken to the large one between the two values. So we can take in the small d is equal to 4.54 mm. From the table we shall take the standard wire size. So we can see the table. So 4.577. So this is the SWG6. So this will be equal to the 4.54. Therefore, mean diameter of the spring coil capital D is equal to 25 plus D. So substitute in the value. So capital D is equal to 25 plus 4.877. So that is equal to capital D equal to 29.877 mm. And outside diameter of the spring coil D naught is equal to capital D plus small d, that is 29.877 plus 4.877, that equal to D naught equal to 34.754 mm. Next we can calculate the number of turns of the coil. So number of turns, so let N is equal to number of active turns of the coil. So number of active turns of the coil. So we are given that the compression of the spring caused by a load of W1 minus W2, that is 400 minus 250, that equal to 150 newtons. Similarly, so L2 minus L1, that is 50 minus 40 equal to 10 mm. In other words, the deflection delta of the spring is 10 mm for the load W is 150 mm. The compression of the spring, so we can calculate the, so compression means, so we can compress the W1 and W2, W1 minus W2 equal to 400 minus 250. So we can calculate the W is equal to 150 newtons. So similarly the length will be compressed. So L2 minus L1, so L2 is equal to 50 minus 40 equal to 10 mm. So in total deflection delta is equal to deflection of the spring delta is equal to 10 mm, and for weight load W is equal to 150 newtons. So we know that the deflection of the spring delta is equal to 8 into W into d cube into n by g into d power 4. So we can calculate substituting the values, delta is equal to 10, the weight W is equal to 150. So we can substitute the values, that is equal to 10 equal to 8 into W 150 into D 29.877 whole cube into n by gravitational force capital G 8 T into 10 cube. So taking this is the standard value 8 into 10 cube not upon mm square. So small d 4.877 whole power 4, that is equal to calculate 0.074 n. So finally the n will be calculated, n is equal to 10 by 0.707, that will be 14.2 mm. So this will be rounded to 14.2 will be rounded to the 15 mm. So therefore n is equal to 50 coils. Taking the end of the spring as square and ground the total number of the spring. So n dash is equal to 15 plus 2 is equal to 70. So n dash is equal to 70 turns. So next we can calculate the free length of the spring. Since the deflection is 150 newtons and load 10 mm, therefore the maximum deflection of the spring loaded is 400 newtons. So delta max is equal to delta by W, that is equal into deflection tau, equal to delta max is equal to 10 into 150 into 400, that is equal to 26.67 mm. So therefore free length of this spring, so we can calculate the free length. LF is equal to n dash into small d plus delta max plus 0.15 delta max. So substituting the values, so n dash is equal to 17 into d 4.877 plus delta max 26.67 plus 0.15 into delta max 26.67, that is equal to 113.58 mm. So finally we can calculate the pitch of the coil. So we know that the pitch of the coil is equal to free length by n dash minus 1, free length 113.58 divided by 17 minus 1, that is equal to 7.1. So the pitch of the length is 7.1. So this is the problem we are calculating. So next one, energy stored in helical spring of circular wire. We know that the springs are used for storing energy which is equal to the work done on it by some external load. Let W is equal to load applied on the spring and delta is equal to deflection produced in the spring due to the load. Assuming that the load is applied gradually, the energy stored in a spring is U is equal to half W into delta. So we have already discussed that the maximum shear stress induced in the spring wire delta is equal to K into 8 into W into capital D by pi into D cube, or W is equal to pi into D cube into tau by 8 into K into D. So we know that the deflection of the spring delta is equal to 8 W into D cube into N by G into D power 4. So substituting the W in the below equation, since W 8 into W, so W means pi into D cube into tau by 8K into D cube into N by G into D power 4. So finally we can calculating delta is equal to pi into tau into D square by N by K into capital small d into G. So we can cancellation the 8 in both sides, in top and bottom, and capital D in D cube. This will be to D square. So finally D cube and D power 4, this will be 1D is given, so 1D is remaining. So 8 into pi into tau, so 8 will be cancelled. So pi into tau into D square into N by K into G into D. So this is the deflection of the spring. So substituting the values of W and delta in equation 1. So U is equal to 1 by 2 into pi by 8 into D cube into tau by KD into pi into tau into D square into N by K into D into G. So we can calculating so in this multiplication, the pi is 2 times in the pi square, see tau square by 4 into K square into G into pi into D capital D into N into pi by 4 into D square. So finally we are calculating tau square is equal to 4K square into G into V, where V is equal to volume of the spring wire equal to length of the spring wire into cross sectional area of the spring wire, that is equal to length of the string pi into d into n into pi by 4 into d square. So note, when the load say P fails on the spring through in a height h, then the energy absorbed in the spring is given U is equal to P into H plus delta, that is equal to 1 by 2 into W into delta, where W is equal to equivalent static load, that is the gradually applied load which shall produce the same effect as by the failing load P, and the delta deflection produced in the spring. So this is the energy stored in the helical spring of a circular wire. So the circular wire formulas will be taken into it will be given in the Jalaluddin data book in tabular form. So these formulas will be given in the Jalaluddin data book. So we can calculate, first of all, we can go to the next of all, we can go to the problems on helical spring in continuation by using the circular springs. So energy stored in the helical spring of circular wire. So this will be calculating the problem. So find the, for the first problem, find the maximum shear stress and deflection induced in a helical spring of the following specifications. If it has to absorb 1000 Newton meter of energy. So this problem can given mean diameter of the spring 100 mm, diameter of the steel wire is used for making the spring 20 mm, number of coils 30, modulus of rigidity of the steel 85 kN per mm square. So we had, first of all, you can note down the given data. So given U equal to 1000 Newton meter, so mean diameter D is equal to 100 mm. So this will be converted to meters, 0.1 meter. So small d is equal to 20 mm, that is equal to 0.02 meters. Number of coils N is equal to 30 mm. Modulus of rigidity of the steel G is equal to 85 kN per mm square. So this will be converted to meter square. 85 into 10 power 9 Newton per meter square. So first you can calculate the maximum shear stress induced. Let we know that the let tau is the maximum shear stress induced. We know that the spring index. So already know this formula, C is equal to capital D by small d, that is equal to 0.1 by 0.02, that is equal to 5. So wall stress factor K is equal to 4C minus 1 by 4C minus 4 plus 0.615 by C, that is equal to 4 into 5 minus 1 by 4 into 5 minus 4 plus 0.615 by 5. So finally you can calculating K is equal to 1.131. So value of the spring wire. So we have already seen the previous derivation. So V is equal to pi dn into pi by 4 into d square. This formula is taken in the problem. So V is equal to pi dn by pi by 4 into d square. So substituting the values, so pi into capital D 0.1 into n 30. So pi by 4 into 0 small d 0.02 whole square. So this will be meter square. So finally we can calculating 0.00296 meter cube. So we know that energy absorbed in the spring. So U is equal to tau square by 4k square into G into V. So substituting the values, so V is already given. So we can calculate the maximum shear stress tau. Substituting the values, tau U 1000 is equal to tau square by 4 into 1.31 whole square into G 85 to 10 power 9 into V 0.00296. So we can calculating 5 tau square by 10 power 5. So substituting, cross multiplication the values. So tau, therefore tau square is equal to 1000 into 10 power 5 divided by 5, that is equal to 200 into 10 power 5. So tau is equal to 47.2 into 10 power 6 Newton per mm square. So this will be converted to megapascals, 447.2 megapascals. So next we can calculate the deflection produced in the spring. So we know that deflection produced in the spring delta is equal to pi into delta into d square into n by k dg. That substituting the values, so we can calculating delta is equal to 189.3 mm. So next problem, a closely coiled helical spring is made of 10 mm diameter of the steel wire. The coil consisting of 10 complete turns with a mean diameter is 120 mm. The spring carries an axial pulley 200 newtons. So determine the shear stress induced in the spring neglecting the effect of the stress concentration. So determine also the deflection of the spring, its stiffness and the strain energy stored by its modulus of rigidity of the material is 80 kilonewton per mm square. So by using the data, G small a is equal to 10 mm, N is equal to number of turns of the coil, N is equal to 10, capital D mean diameter 120 mm, and carrying the axial pulley W is equal to 200 newton. So modulus of rigidity G is equal to 80 into kilonewton per mm square. So this will be converted to Newton per mm square, 80 into 10 cube Newton per mm square. Shear stress induced in the spring neglecting the effect of stress concentration. So we know that the shear stress induced in the spring tau is equal to 8 into W into D by pi into D square into 1 plus cap small d by 2d. So we can calculating the value, tau is equal to 6.61.1 into 1.04. Final the value is 63.54 Newton mm square. So this will be converted to megapascals. Tau is equal to 63.54 megapascals. So next we can calculate the deflection of the spring. So we know that the deflection in the spring delta is equal to 8 into W into d cube into n by g into d power 4. So we can calculate the substitute the values. We can calculating delta is equal to 34.56 mm. So next we can calculate the stiffness of the spring. So the stiffness of the spring is W by delta. W is equal to 200 by 34.56 delta, that is equal to 5.8 Newton mm. So next we can calculate strain energy stored in the spring. So strain energy stored in the spring U is equal to 1 by 2 into W into delta. So 1 by 2 into 200 into 34.56, that is equal to 3456 Newton mm. So this will be converted to Newton meter, 3.456 Newton meter. So this is the final calculation of the problem. So next we go to the another problem. At the bottom of the mine shaft, a group of 10 identical closed coil helical springs are set in parallel to absorb the shock caused by the falling of the falling of cage in case of the failure. The load cage weight is 75 kilonewton, while the counterweight has a weight of 15 kilonewton. If the load cage fails through a height of 50 meters from rest, find the maximum stress induced on each spring. If the mode of 50 mm diameter of the steel rod, the spring index is 6 and the number of active turns in spring is 20, modulus of rigidity is 80 kN per mm square. So in this problem we can given first we can note down the given data. G is equal to number of springs 10, So number of springs is 10. So W1 equal to 75 mm, 75 kilonewton. This will be converted to Newton, 75,000 Newton. So W2 is equal to 15 kilonewton. So this will also converted to Newton. So 15,000 Newton. Height H is equal to 50 meters. That is equal to 50,000 mm. So small d is equal to 50 mm. So C is equal to 6. N is equal to 20. G is equal to 80 kilonewton per mm square. This will be converted to Newton per mm square. 80 into 10 cube Newton per mm square. So we know that net weight of the falling load, failing load, P is equal to W1 minus W2, that is equal to 75,000 minus 15,000, that is equal to 60,000 Newton. Let W is equal to equivalent static or gradually applied load on each spring, which can produce the same effect as by the failing load P. So we know that the compression produced in the each spring delta is equal to 8 into W into C cube into N by G into D square. G into D. So substituting the values, so we can calculating the W. So delta is equal to 0.00864 into W mm. So since the work done by the failing load is equal to the energy stored in the helical spring or 10 in number, therefore P into H plus delta, that is equal to half into W into delta into 10. So substituting the values, P is 60,000 into H 50,000 plus 0.00864 W, that is equal to 1 by 2 into W into 0.00864 into W into 10. So finally we will calculating the W square is minus 12,000 W minus 69.4 into 10 power 9 is equal to 0. So W is equal to 12,000 plus or minus square root of 12,000 whole square plus 4 into 1 into 69.4 into 10 power 9 by 2. So we can calculating, so we can taking the positive sign, since we can taking the positive value. So W is equal to 269,500 Newton. So we know that the Watt stress factor K is equal to 4C minus 1 by 4C minus 4 plus 0.615 by C, that is equal to 4 into 6 minus 1 by 4 into 6 minus 4, that is plus 0.615 by 6. So finally you can calculate the K is equal to G 1.25 and maximum stress induced in each spring tau is equal to K into 8 into W into C by pi into D square. So that is equal to 1.25 into 8 into 2000, so 2,69,500 into C 6 by pi into small d 50 whole square. So finally we can calculate in 20 2058.6 Newton per mm square. So this will be converted to megapascals, 2058.6 MPa megapascals. So next and last problem. So a rail wagon of the mass 20 tons, so m is given, is moving with the velocity, so v is equal to 2 meter per second. It is brought to rest by two buffer with the spring, small d is 30 mm diameter. The maximum deflection of the spring delta is equal to 250 mm. So take allowable shear stress of the spring metal tau is equal to 60 megapascal. So design the spring for the buffers. So we can design the spring buffer. So given data, so m is equal to 20, t is equal to 20 tons. So 20 tons means 20,000 kgs. Velocity v is equal to 2 meter per second. So capital D is equal to 300 meters. Deflection delta is equal to 50 mm. So allowable shear test tau is equal to 600 megapascal. This is equal to 600 Newton per mm square. So first of all, we can calculate the diameter of the spring wire. Let small d is equal to diameter of the spring wire. So we know that the kinetic energy of for a wagon, that is equal to half into mv square, that is equal to half into, substitute the values, m 20,000 into v 2 square, that is equal to 40,000 Newton per mm square. Sorry, Newton per meter, Newton meter. This is equal to 40 into 10 power 6 Newton mm. This is equation number 1. Let W will be equivalent load which when applied gradually on each spring causes a deflection of 250 mm. Since there are two springs, therefore energy stored in the springs, that is equal to 12 into W into delta into 2, that is equal to W into delta equal to W into 250 Newton mm. So this is the equation number 2. From equation 1 and equation 2 we have, therefore W is equal to 40 into 10 power 6 by 250. Finally the W is equal to 160 into 10 cube Newton. So we know that the torque transmitted by the spring T is equal to W into D by 2, that is equal to 160 into 10 cube into 300 divided by 2, that is equal to 24 into 10 power 6 Newton mm. So we also know that the torque transmitted by the spring capital T is equal to T, therefore 24 into 10 power 6 equal to pi by 16 into tau into d square d cube, that is equal to pi by 16 into 600 into d cube. So you can calculating the value. So d cube is equal to 24 into 10 cube divided by 117.8. So finally the d square is equal to 203.7 into 10 cube, or d is equal to square root of 203.7 into 10 cube. D is equal to small d is equal to 58.8. This will be rounded to 60 mm. Therefore number of turns per spherical coil, let n is equal to number of active turns in the spring coil. So we know that the deflection of the spring delta is equal to 250 equal to 8 into W into D cube into N by G into D power 4, that is equal to 8 into 160 into 10 cube into 300 cube into N by 84 into 10 cube into 60 power 4. So taking G is equal to 84 MPa, so 84 into 10 cube per mm square. So finally you can calculating the N is equal to 250 divided by 31.7. So the final value N is equal to 7.88. This will be rounded to 8. Therefore N is equal to 8. So assuming square and ground ends, so total number of turns N dash is equal to N plus 2, that is equal to 8 plus 2, that is equal to 10 mm. So 10 number of turns is equal to 10, N dash is equal to 10. So next finally you can calculate the free length of the spring. So we know that the free length of the spring LF is equal to N dash into D plus delta plus 0.15 delta. So substituting the values 10 into 60 plus 250 plus 0.15 into 270. So LF is equal to 887.5 mm. So final last we can calculate the pitch of the coil. So we know that the pitch of the coil, that is equal to free length by N dash minus 1, that is equal to 887.5 divided by 10 minus 1, that is equal to 98.6 mm. So this is the final pitch of the coil, that is equal to 98.6 mm. So this is the problems on helical springs. Thank you.